Under heaven, there is peace. Within China, there is beauty. An old Chinese saying that still echoes true today, because to journey across China is to wander through a living poem, where each landscape, city, and monument forms a line in a timeless verse. It's a land where dynasties have risen and fallen, yet the spirit endures, in the stone, in the soil, and in the hearts of its people. Here, ancient meets modern in breathtaking harmony. Imperial palaces stand proudly beneath neon skylines. Sacred mountains vanish into the morning mist, while high-speed trains carve through valleys once traveled by camel caravans. From the Great Wall's mighty coils to the calm reflections of West Lake, China's geography tells a story both vast and intimate. Across this immense canvas stretch deserts of fire, forests of jade, rivers as old as myth, and villages where time seems to pause. Each province is a world of its own, echoing with dialects, colors, festivals, and flavors, woven into a culture both richly diverse and deeply rooted. To visit China is to awaken the senses. The taste of hand-pulled noodles, the scent of incense in mountain temples, the sound of laughter in lantern-lit streets, all become memories etched in soul and skin. It is a place that doesn't just impress, it stays with you. So come with us as we uncover the treasures of this ancient and ever-changing land. From hidden gems to iconic marvels, this is China, bold, beautiful, and waiting to be rediscovered through every step of the journey. Tucked away in Zhejiang province's quieter folds, Jianglang Mountain stands like a forgotten monument, carved by wind, water, and time. Lesser known than China's grand peaks, it does not shout for attention. Instead, it waits, silent and eternal, for those who seek beauty in solitude and wonder in the subtle. Rising steeply from the green landscape, its three towering pillars, Langfeng, Yafeng, and Lingfeng, form a natural triad that seems to pierce the sky. These straight-edged cliffs of red sandstone, sculpted over millions of years, form one of the world's most stunning examples of Danxia landform, a rare geological wonder where stone wears the patterns of deep time like veins. At first glance, Jianglang's vertical grandeur feels almost otherworldly. The peaks rise like stone sails against the clouds, their sheer faces etched with scars of erosion and age. Yet the landscape isn't hostile, it's harmonious. Emerald forests hug the base of the cliffs, and narrow stairways cling to the rock face, inviting travelers into the heart of the mountain. Each step along the ancient paths is met with silence, broken only by birdsong, rustling leaves, or the distant whisper of wind brushing against stone. In early morning, mist drapes the landscape like a silk shawl, softening the edges of rock and turning the mountain into a silhouette suspended between earth and sky. As you ascend, the view unfolds. Valleys ripple into the distance, dotted with tiny villages and terraced fields. The climb is steep and narrow in parts, with sky ladders and handrails carved directly into the cliff. But every effort is rewarded. From the summit, you're not just above the world. You're part of something older, deeper. The wind carries stories. The silence feels sacred. Below, shadows shift slowly across the land as the sun moves across a canvas of stone and cloud. Despite its vertical drama, Jianglang is not just about scale, it's also about rhythm, the elegant dialogue between hard stone and soft life. Wildflowers bloom stubbornly between rocks, moss and lichen cling to sheer surfaces. Rain collects in quiet pools that reflect the sky in fractured mirrors. Nature here is not loud, it is persistent, graceful, and balanced. Every curve in the trail seems to have been placed by intention. Every overlook feels like a quiet invitation to pause. The mountain holds cultural resonance as well. It's recognized as part of the China Danxia World Heritage Site, and over the centuries, it has drawn monks, scholars, and wanderers seeking clarity and peace. Local legends speak of immortals who once danced on its peaks and of hermits who found wisdom in its silence. Today, a visit to Jianglang still carries that spiritual weight. It's not just sightseeing, it's a pilgrimage into presence. And while the main peaks offer dramatic vistas, the surrounding landscapes add depth to the experience. Small temples sit quietly in forest clearings, incense smoke drifting skyward in slow spirals. Wooden bridges cross creeks that babble their way through gorges. Bamboo groves sway gently with the breeze. Each corner of Jianglang offers a different note in a symphony composed by earth and time. As dusk approaches, the cliffs begin to glow, their surfaces catching the last light in tones of deep amber and rose. Shadows lengthen, mist returns, and the mountain slowly folds itself back into mystery. The crowds thin. The wind grows cooler. The lanterns in nearby villages begin to flicker to life, casting a golden shimmer across quiet paths. And in that moment, Jianglang reveals its final truth. It was never meant to impress in grand gestures. It moves in silence, in patience, in stillness. And that, perhaps, is its greatest power. the shadowed hills of Gansu, where fog lingers over ancient pines and the air carries the hush of centuries, rises Majestic, the wheatstack mountain, named for its rounded haystack-like shape. But it is not its form that stirs the soul. It's the life carved into its stone. Etched into its ochre cliffs are more than 7,000 Buddhist sculptures and thousands of delicate frescoes, a silent chorus of devotion suspended above the earth. Clinging to the cliffside are wooden walkways, narrow and weathered, winding across the rock like threads of history. As you walk these suspended paths, the faces of serene Buddhas and Bodhisattvas emerge, some worn by time, others glowing with timeless grace. Eyes closed in meditation, hands poised in eternal mudras, they seem to listen to the mountain wind and the murmurs of those who pass. Majestic is not loud like palaces or grand temples. Its power is quiet, spiritual. Surrounded by lush forest and the rhythm of nature, it feels like a sanctuary in mid-air, a place where art, faith, and stone exist in perfect balance. The scent of moss and incense fills the air, and echoes of ancient chants seem to linger in the silence. As clouds drift past the cliff face, the statues appear and vanish like memories, part of a living dream carved high above the forest floor. Cradled among the emerald hills of Yunnan, Fuxian Lake shimmers like a secret held between earth and sky. Its waters are deep and impossibly clear, so pure that sunlight dances all the way down to the submerged stones below. Stretching wide beneath rolling clouds, this alpine lake, the deepest in Yunnan, feels untouched by time. Its stillness holds a rare kind of magic, serene yet mysterious, vibrant yet tranquil. Fuxian's vast surface mirrors the heavens, shifting from sapphire blue to silver mist with the turning of the day. Local fishermen drift silently in wooden boats, casting nets as their ancestors once did. Along its peaceful shores, wildflowers bloom and birds wheel overhead, while narrow trails weave through sleepy villages where life flows gently as it has for generations. The lake is not just a natural marvel, it is a place of stories and silence, where legends sleep beneath the waves. Some speak of an ancient sunken city, lost to time, its ruins hidden far below, guarded by the quiet depths. The town of Qingjiang, perched nearby, offers a slow rhythm of life. Morning markets, steaming noodles, and long gazes across the water. Visitors can walk or cycle along the scenic paths that skirt the lake, stopping at hidden coves and lookout points where the view seems to stretch into forever. As dusk settles, golden light spills across the hills, and the lake becomes a mirror of dreams. Fuxian Lake invites more than sightseeing. It offers immersion. It's where the soul slows, the air tastes sweet, and time bends just enough to remind you that nature is not merely seen, it is felt. In the hush of this highland jewel, you don't just visit, you become part of the calm. And in that stillness, something ancient within you stirs, quiet, timeless, and beautifully awake. Tucked away in the misty folds of southwest China, Guizhou is a land whispered about, not shouted. A province where mountains cradle ancient villages and rivers cut through karst valleys like silver threads. Unlike its famous neighbors, Guizhou's charm lies in its quiet, in the sense that something ancient lingers just behind the veil of clouds. Here, time doesn't rush. It drips like water from a cave roof, steady and patient. Terraced fields ripple across hillsides like green waves, changing hue with the seasons. In spring, they blush with blossoms. By summer, they shimmer with rice. The air smells of wet earth and wood smoke, and the sky often wears a coat of pale mist, softening every edge. Waterfalls cascade from cliffs in places like Huangguoshu, one of Asia's largest, roaring yet graceful as it plunges into turquoise pools. Nearby, stone bridges arch over tranquil rivers, connecting worlds both modern and old. Guizhou's soul lives in its people, the Miao, Dong, and other ethnic minorities whose traditions fill the land with color and rhythm. Wooden villages perched on slopes echo with the sound of drum towers and reed pipes. Women wear silver headdresses that gleam like mirrors of the sky, and festivals pulse with dance, song, and celebration. In Zhaoqing, stilt houses line quiet alleys where locals sit weaving cloth, smiling with a timeless kind of wisdom. Venture into underground palaces like the Zhijin Cave, where time has carved wonders in stone, or walk through ancient towns like Qingyan, where stone streets and weathered gates carry the weight of dynasties long gone. Guizhou doesn't demand attention. It rewards those who listen, who wander with open hearts and patient steps. Here, the beauty isn't loud. It's in the hush between raindrops, the sway of bamboo and mountain wind, the warmth of a shared meal in a wooden home. Guizhou is a place not to rush through, but to slowly, deeply feel. Vast, windswept, and endlessly skybound, Qinghai is where the earth opens wide and the heavens seem within reach. This highland province, resting on the edge of the Tibetan plateau, is a land of epic silence and raw, breathtaking beauty. Here, space stretches in every direction, across rolling grasslands, glimmering salt lakes, snow-draped mountains, and sacred monasteries perched beneath boundless skies. At the heart of it all lies Qinghai Lake, China's largest inland lake, a shimmering expanse of turquoise that reflects clouds like a painter's palette. In summer, golden fields of rapeseed flowers bloom around its shores, their bright petals dancing in the wind beside flocks of migratory birds. Cyclists follow the winding road around the lake, with each curve revealing a horizon more infinite than the last. Camels tread quietly in the distance, their silhouettes softened by rising dust and sun. The land here carries a quiet spirituality. In places like Tyre Monastery, prayer flags flutter against the mountain wind, their colors faded by sun and time. Incense smoke curls above golden roofs, and the sound of chanting drifts softly between whitewashed walls. This is a province where Tibetan, Hui, Mongol, and Han cultures meet, not clashing, but coexisting, woven together like the threads of a nomad's robe. Their festivals, music, and rituals echo across generations, shaping a rhythm that feels eternal. Qinghai's beauty is not in lush forests or towering skylines, it's in open skies, in distant peaks tinged with morning light, in the gallop of wild horses across lonely plains. In the high-altitude air, even time feels thinner. Days move slowly, thoughts settle. The soul, unburdened, expands. And when night falls, stars bloom like wildflowers across the sky, countless, untamed, and impossibly near. Under their gaze, Qinghai becomes not just a place to visit, but a space to breathe, to remember your smallness, and to feel whole within it. It stretches like a stone dragon across the spine of northern China, winding over ridges, vanishing into mist, reappearing beyond the hills. The Great Wall is not just a wall, it is memory made visible, history etched in earth and brick. From the sands of the Gobi to the lush forests near Beijing, it rises and falls with the land, breathing the rhythm of time. Each stone speaks of ancient hands, soldiers, farmers, prisoners who laid them centuries ago, building not just a barrier, but a legacy. Along these weathered ramparts, dynasties rose and fell, watchtowers kept silent vigil, and fires once danced across the ridgelines, sending warnings from peak to peak. Today, those towers still stand, their silhouettes sharp against the sky, guarding stories too vast for books. Walk a stretch at Mutianyu, where pine trees line the path and the wall curves in elegant loops, or brave the steep stairways of Jiangku, where crumbling stones and wild vines reveal a wilder, more ancient face of the monument. No matter where you walk, there is a silence beneath the footsteps, a gravity that draws the soul outward and inward. The wall adapts to the land it crosses, flowing over cliffs, hugging mountains, diving into valleys. It doesn't fight the terrain. It becomes part of it. In places like Simmatai, the wall glows under the setting sun, and lanterns flicker in the dark, casting shadows that move with the wind. There is a strange intimacy here, as if the wall remembers every footstep, every breath. In spring, wildflowers bloom along the battlements. In autumn, the mountains blush red and gold, and the wind carries whispers from 1,000 years ago. In winter, frost settles on the stones, turning them silver, beneath a sky the color of steel. The wall sleeps then, but it never forgets. It stands through seasons and centuries, unmoved by time, yet shaped by it. And in quiet moments, standing atop its heights with the world unfolding below, you realize this wall was never just about defense. It was about presence, about permanence, about the will to endure, layered in brick, lost in cloud, and etched forever in the mountain air. Rising like a dream from the eastern edge of Anhui Province, Huangshan, or Yellow Mountain, is a place where earth meets sky in the language of legend. Known for its twisted granite peaks, seas of clouds, and wind-carved pine trees clinging to cliffsides, this is a landscape that feels almost otherworldly. Step into its misty embrace, and the modern world fades, replaced by stillness, silence, and stone shaped by 1,000 years of wind and rain. The journey begins along ancient stone steps, winding upward through narrow ravines and forested slopes. As you climb, the air grows cooler, crisper, laced with the scent of pine and moss. And then suddenly, the view opens. A forest of peaks, jagged, stoic, ethereal, pierces the clouds like ancient swords. This is the famed Sea of Clouds, where mountaintops appear as floating islands, drifting through an ocean of white. Each sunrise is a spectacle, gold light spilling over dark silhouettes, turning the sky into molten fire. Huangshan is not just scenery, it's atmosphere. The welcoming guest pine, standing with arms outstretched on a cliff's edge, feels almost human in its grace. Trails lead to poetic landmarks like the Lotus Peak, Bright Summit, and Shihai Grand Canyon, where the silence is broken only by the wind's quiet murmur. In winter, the mountain dons a robe of snow, transforming into a monochrome ink painting brought to life. Legends flow through this landscape like streams down its slopes. Artists, monks, and poets once climbed these paths seeking inspiration or solitude, and many never truly left. Huangshan doesn't ask for attention, it invites reverence. To stand among its clouds and stone is to feel both small and infinite, rooted and free. Imagine a world where color defies expectation and silence speaks louder than sound. Jiuzhaigou is that place. Tucked within the folds of the Min Mountains, this UNESCO World Heritage Valley doesn't simply charm the eye, it stirs something ancient in the soul. Water here takes on impossible hues: turquoise, emerald, sapphire, pooling in lakes so clear they seem like portals to another realm. Streams wind between golden meadows and silent pine forests, weaving a living tapestry of movement and stillness. Each step along Jiuzhaigu's trails is a quiet revelation. Five Color Pond glows like a jewel hidden in the earth. Norilang Waterfall cascades in layered elegance, its spray catching rainbows in the mountain light. And in autumn, the entire valley bursts into flames of crimson and amber, mirrored in the glassy surface of lakes below. No painter could imagine such balance, even in winter when snow settles softly on the treetops and icicles dangle from rocky ledges. The valley takes on a stillness that feels sacred. Scattered across the valley, small Tibetan villages lend rhythm and meaning to the land. Prayer flags fluttering from rooftops, yak butter lamps glowing within wooden temples. The air smells of cedar and earth. The wind hums low through the trees. Local legends echo in the hills, speaking of fairies and guardian spirits that protect the waters. Jiuzhaigu doesn't overwhelm. It invites you to listen, to wander slowly, to rediscover the quiet inside yourself. In a world that rushes past, this place reminds you how to stand still. In southern China, where rivers carve poetry into stone and mountains rise like brushstrokes on a painter's canvas, lies Guangxi, a region of profound natural grace and cultural depth. This is a land where the Li River winds through cast towers that seem sculpted by time itself, and where mists curl over emerald fields as if trying to hold on to morning just a little longer. Guangxi doesn't shout its beauty. It reveals it slowly, like a song carried on the wind. In Yangshuo, the landscape feels almost otherworldly. Bamboo rafts drift over jade waters, past fishermen with cormorants perched on poles, their silhouettes reflected in the still river at dusk. Caves shimmer with stalactites, rice paddies stretch in gentle terraces, and every bend of the road offers a new postcard of serenity. Yet Guangxi is not just scenery, it's soul. In the city of Guilin, tradition lingers in stone bridges, tea houses, and age-old melodies drifting through the night air. Further south, in the borderlands near Detian Falls, roaring water cascades through dense jungle, marking the rhythm of nature's power and peace. Small villages nestled in the folds of the mountains welcome travelers with warmth, simplicity, and the enduring hospitality of the Zhuang, Yao, and other ethnic groups whose customs color the region with vibrancy and pride. Every moment in Guangxi feels both grounded and dreamlike, whether you're hiking quiet hillsides, exploring ancient towns, or standing beneath starlit skies in places where silence is deeper than words. It's a region that doesn't just ask to be seen, it invites you to feel, breathe, and belong. There's a saying in China, "In heaven, there is paradise. On earth, Suzhou and Hangzhou." And the moment you set foot in Hangzhou, the meaning becomes clear. Draped along the gentle curves of the West Lake, framed by rolling tea-covered hills and pagodas softened by time, this city feels like a painting stepped out of legend. It's not simply a destination, it's a place where nature, poetry, and humanity move in harmony. The soul of Hangzhou lies in its lake. West Lake, with its mirror-like waters and willow-lined causeways, has inspired emperors, artists, and dreamers for over 1,000 years. At dawn, light glimmers across its surface like silk. At dusk, mist rises from the water, cloaking arched bridges and solitary boats in hushed elegance. Strolling the Su Causeway or Bai Causeway, you'll pass stone bridges, lotus-filled ponds, and scenes so serene they seem suspended between seasons. In spring, peach blossoms whisper over the rippling waters. In autumn, golden leaves spiral down like slow-falling memories. Scattered around the lake are echoes of past dynasties, ancient temples, pagodas, and pavilions that blend effortlessly with their surroundings. The Leifeng Pagoda, standing proud on a hilltop, casts its reflection at sunset, turning the lake into a storybook page. The Lingyan Temple, hidden in the embrace of the forested hills, invites quiet reflection beneath its towering Buddha statues and incense-scented halls. Stone carvings dot the Feilai Peak, guardians of devotion, etched by time and faith. Yet Hangzhou's spirit is not bound to the past. It thrives in the present, with graceful ease. The city pulses beyond the lake, modern, innovative, and deeply rooted in culture. Longjing Village, nestled in the hills just west of the city, offers a glimpse into a slower rhythm of life. Here, green tea leaves are hand-picked in early morning mist, then pan-roasted with care, passed down through generations. Sipping a cup of Dragonwell tea, overlooking terraced fields and tiled rooftops, is to taste the essence of Hangzhou itself, pure, balanced, timeless. Wander through Hefang Street, where old storefronts brim with silk fans, handmade sweets, calligraphy brushes, and the scent of traditional medicine. Every corner hums with history. Every alley echoes the footsteps of merchants and poets who once passed through. And yet, the city never feels frozen. It flows gently between old and new. Elegant high-speed trains glide past bamboo groves, and quiet tea houses sit beside digital hubs in seamless conversation. In every season, Hangzhou offers a different face. Winter cloaks Westlake in silent frost, while summer brings the shimmer of dragonflies and laughter from paddle boats. But regardless of when you arrive, the feeling is always the same: peace, beauty, and a quiet invitation to slow down. Hangzhou is not a place to race through with a checklist. It asks you to pause, to feel the weight of history in the air, to lose track of time by the water's edge, to let its poetry settle softly in your soul. In a world that rushes, Hangzhou lingers, and once you've walked its misty paths and sipped its tea-sweet air, a part of you never truly leaves. Hidden in the folds of Guangxi's lush heartland, Bajiaoshan rises like a dream from a sea of mist. Its name, meaning Eight Horns Mountain, reflects the surreal shape of its sandstone peaks, sharp, stoic, and sculpted by time. These towering columns, draped in emerald foliage, stand as natural sentinels guarding a realm untouched by the modern world. Winding paths thread through ancient forests, where birdsong echoes softly and the scent of pine lingers in the air. As you ascend, the landscape reveals itself in layers: rolling hills, deep valleys, and craggy ridgelines that glow gold at dusk. Sunlight filters through veils of mist, casting fleeting shadows across the terrain and painting the rocks in warm hues. Locals speak of the mountain with reverence, calling it a sacred space where the spirit of the land still whispers to those who listen. From hidden temples nestled among trees to sweeping viewpoints that steal your breath away, Bajiaoshan offers a journey that is both outward and inward. It is a place to wander, reflect, and be reminded of the quiet power of nature's artistry. There are landscapes that stir the soul. And then there is Guilin, a place so hauntingly beautiful that even ancient poets struggled to capture its essence. In this southern Chinese jewel, nature sculpts dreams into reality. The Li River flows with quiet dignity between limestone casts that rise like sentinels from the earth, their jagged silhouettes softened by the ever-present mist. The river doesn't rush, it glides, mirroring the sky and the steep green cliffs, as if reluctant to leave this perfect harmony behind. Guilin is more than scenery. It is serenity, etched in stone and water. Step aboard a bamboo raft at dawn, and the world becomes silent, save for the splash of oars and the rustle of reeds. The mist hangs low, the peaks drift in and out of view, and for a moment, time feels as if it has folded in on itself. Along the banks, water buffalo wade through rice paddies, villagers tend to the earth with practiced grace, and fishermen cast ancient nets beneath the rising sun. In Yangshuo, where the Li River journey often leads, the landscape opens into wide valleys, surrounded by fantastical mountains that seem born from brushstrokes. Here, cycling past sleepy villages and fields of blooming rapeseed, one finds a rhythm that matches the quiet pulse of the land. Lanterns glow gently at night, lighting cobblestone paths that wind through old streets and lively markets filled with laughter, spices, and song. Back in Guilin City, the scenery shifts, but never loses its grace. The twin pagodas of sun and moon rise from Shan Lake, their reflections dancing across the water as evening lights shimmer. The caves, reed flute, seven star, and crown hide stunning limestone galleries where stalactites sparkle like frozen waterfalls, each chamber telling stories older than memory. Parks like Elephant Trunk Hill blend myth and nature, where stone formations resemble creatures born of folklore and river lore. But Guilin is not just about what the eye can see. It's in the softness of the air after rain. It's in the quiet exchanges at tea stalls where locals speak in lilting dialects and offer a stranger a warm smile. It's in the ancient songs sung by ethnic minorities, the Zhuang, Yao, and Miao, whose traditions bring color and rhythm to the green silence of the hills. Climb the scenic trails that overlook the city, and you'll witness a landscape that feels painted by time, where peaks roll endlessly into the horizon and light breaks like a secret through drifting fog. Stay long enough, and Guilin doesn't just impress, it heals. It slows your thoughts, opens your senses, and invites your spirit to wander without destination. In this quiet wonderland, every moment is both fleeting and eternal, a gentle echo of nature's most graceful truths. At the heart of Beijing, behind towering vermilion walls and golden rooftops, lies the Forbidden City, a palace complex steeped in power, mystery, and imperial grace. Once the secluded realm of emperors, it now opens its silent courtyards and intricate halls to wandering souls. Walking through its vast stone plazas, you feel the hush of centuries beneath your feet. Each painted beam and carved dragon whispers tales of dynasties that shaped the heart of China. The symmetry is awe-inspiring, the scale humbling. Morning light glints off glazed tiles, casting soft reflections across marble steps. Though crowds may gather, the deeper beauty lies in quiet moments, in the rustle of wind through ancient cypress trees, in the echo of footsteps through history. The Forbidden City is not just a monument. It is the breath of a vanished empire, still lingering in stillness. In the heart of northern China lies a city where centuries converse in silence and spectacle, Beijing, a sprawling capital where the ancient and the modern walk side by side. Here, stone lions guard imperial gates and sleek subways glide beneath streets that once echoed with emperors' footsteps. The city's rhythm is unlike any other, a blend of ceremonial elegance, buzzing neighborhoods, and unyielding dynamism that speaks of 1,000 chapters written in dust, gold, and neon. The Forbidden City, with its crimson walls and sweeping golden roofs, stands as the city's timeless soul. Wandering through its vast courtyards is to step into a world where history lingers in the air, heavy with the breath of dynasties. Nearby, Tiananmen Square stretches wide and solemn, the weight of history palpable beneath the open sky. But Beijing is not a relic. It's alive with reinvention. The narrow hutongs whisper stories of daily life, where dumplings steam in roadside stalls and bicycles weave through shadows of traditional courtyards. Climb the ancient stones of the Great Wall at Badaling or Mutianyu, where the past rolls endlessly over hills and ridges, and feel the pulse of China's enduring spirit. Marvel at the Temple of Heaven's graceful symmetry, or stroll through the Summer Palace, where art and nature blend in delicate harmony. Seek serenity at the Lama Temple, its incense-scented halls echoing with devotion. As twilight falls, the city glows, skyline ablaze, night markets buzzing, and opera arias drifting softly into alleyways. Beijing is more than a destination. It is a living archive, a cultural epic, a city forever in conversation with itself. To walk its streets is to trace the contours of tradition and ambition, serenity and speed, all bound together by the enduring thread of a civilization that refuses to fade. Rising above the shores of Erhai Lake, Kangshan Mountain stretches like a guardian of Dali, majestic, mist-wrapped, and steeped in legend. Its 19 soaring peaks and 18 serene streams create a rhythm of stone and water, where clouds drift slowly across jagged ridgelines. Trails wind through pine forests and alpine meadows, offering glimpses of wildflowers and ancient temples hidden among the trees. The mountain breathes tranquility, its silence broken only by the murmur of waterfalls and bird song. From the top, the view is breathtaking. Erhai glistens below like a silver mirror, reflecting both sky and soul. Kangshan is more than a natural wonder. It's a place of quiet power and reflection, where every step draws you closer to the spirit of the land. Tucked beside the banks of the Tuojiang River, Fenghuang, the Phoenix ancient town, emerges like a vision from an old Chinese scroll painting. With its wooden stilt houses mirroring in the quiet waters and stone pathways winding beneath red lanterns, this town feels untouched by time. Cobblestone alleys whisper stories of poets, warriors, and ancient clans, while the soft plucking of a guqin drifts from tea houses nestled under eaves of curved tile. Fenghuang is a place where tradition lives not as memory, but as breath. Here, the Miao and Tujia cultures flourish in colorful dress, their customs painted in embroidery and echoed in the rhythm of drums during local festivals. By day, wander past the arched bridges and moss-covered walls. By night, lanterns float gently down the river, turning the town into a glowing dreamscape. The stilted buildings, known as Diao Jiaolu, rise gracefully above the water, their wooden balconies filled with laughter, quiet reflection, and the smell of sweet rice wine. Above the rooftops, green hills cradle the town in a peaceful embrace. Ancient towers and city gates still stand guard, remnants of an era that valued harmony as much as fortitude. Step into one of the ancestral halls or local museums, and you'll discover calligraphy, silver ornaments, and relics of dynasties long past. But the true magic of Fenghuang is in the way it invites you to slow down, to listen, to feel, to simply be. Drift along the river on a wooden boat, the gentle current carrying you through time. Let the mountain mist kiss your skin as dawn breaks, and hear roosters crow beside echoing temple bells. Fenghuang doesn't just capture your gaze, it holds your soul in quiet reverence, offering the rare joy of getting lost in beauty, only to find a deeper part of yourself along the way. In the heart of Jiangsu, where canals thread through stone bridges and whispers of dynasties linger in the air, lie the classical gardens of Suzhou, elegant sanctuaries where art and nature move in perfect rhythm. These aren't just gardens, but living scrolls of poetry, carefully composed over centuries. Each step reveals a new scene, a curved roofline peeking through bamboo, a pond mirroring the sky, or a rock shaped like a fleeting thought. Built by scholars and nobles seeking harmony with the natural world, places like the humble administrator's garden or the master of the net's garden balance silence and complexity with effortless grace. Winding paths lead through covered corridors, opening onto hidden courtyards and moon gates. Nothing is random. Every stone, tree, and ripple of water is placed with purpose, inviting quiet reflection. In spring, wisteria drapes from trellises in soft cascades. In autumn, golden leaves settle silently onto weathered stone. Time here doesn't pass, it meanders, like the koi the glide beneath water lilies in shaded pools, the sound of a breeze through bamboo, or a lute played in the distance is enough to stop you mid-step. As light filters through willow leaves and koi ripple across jade-colored ponds, time softens. In Suzhou's ancient gardens, beauty is not loud, it's whispered. You don't simply visit them. You wander, you breathe, and for a moment, you belong to their calm.